So, coming to the forefront with another artist, Aaron Goldberg, who has had experience in Haiti, where Haiti holds a special place in his heart. Please allow me to introduce Aaron. So we're going to start a conversation with Aaron, and let me properly introduce him. Aaron is a jazz pianist with a refined style, and coming out of Boston. And he really began his career in the early 2000s, has a degree in history and science at Harvard University. He's released several albums. Only a few are listed here. He has more. And not only is he a successful artist, but he's also engaged on the social side of things as well. So very involved in humanitarian work, not only for Haiti, but for other countries as well. And his work has taken him all over the world. And my introduction to Aaron was, again, as cultural attaché at the U.S. Embassy, shortly after the earthquake, where we were able to bring Aaron to Haiti to participate in the Jazz Festival. So many of you, I'm sure you've heard of Port-au-Prince's Jazz Festival. Aaron has come multiple times. And, in my tenure as cultural attaché there, I was able to help the organization take the Jazz Festival outside of Port-au-Prince. So this is when Jazz Fest began in Jacmel, in Jérémie, and in Cape Haitian as well. And Aaron, remind me, which city or cities did you get to go for the Jazz Festival? Don't tell me we lost Aaron. Aaron is connecting also from an island. Not in Haiti, but a neighboring island. Aaron is in Cuba, and he's there part of a jazz festival there, and he's taken time away from his tour to be with us today. So I'm blessed that we have this opportunity to bring Aaron to the forefront. Again, Aaron is connecting to us from Cuba in the midst of a jazz festival that he's part of. So Aaron, the stage is yours.
And greetings from Havana to everyone. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much, Regine and Ari Luke. What can I say? I can't actually even see myself here on the phone, but
we see you. It's
I'm here. I'm here at the incredible Havana Jazz Festival, and I think it's a nice mirror. Speak a little bit about Haiti, both in terms of challenges and opportunities. Obviously, the political challenges in Cuba are very significant, and the economic challenges are also increasingly significant here. Nevertheless, one thing that has been constantly on my mind is what a high profile Cuba has musically and culturally, and I feel that there's an enormous opportunity for Haiti in this cultural realm, especially in my professional area, which is music. We jazz musicians, I'm a New York-based jazz musician, have always drawn inspiration from amazing musical traditions all around the world. Myself, I've been deeply influenced by Brazilian music and also increasingly Haitian music. This is sort of an adventure. I'm here in Cuba playing with Cuban musicians, and I'm in a learning process and also in a teaching process, going around kind of spreading the New York jazz gospel to Cubans, and they're equally fascinated with where I'm coming from. So there's been this bridge that has been built over the years, starting in the Dizzy Gillespie era and even earlier, between American jazz and American music in general and Cuban music, both folkloric music and also more jazz, improvisational focused music. And there's a huge West African tradition here. It deeply influenced Cuban music in exactly the way it deeply influenced Haitian music. And so jazz has also the same kind of roots. It's syncretic roots, combining European and West African traditions. Of course, it was born in Regine's incredible city of New Orleans for all the famous melting pot reasons that we're all aware of. But as Regine said, earliest musical influences on jazz came through Haiti, and some of the most famous New Orleans jazz musicians, including perhaps the father of jazz piano, Jelly Roll Morton, whose original birth name was Ferdinand Lemont, were bringing these syncretic traditions that already existed in Haiti. He was in many ways a classically trained, European trained pianist who was combining his training, more Eurocentric training with folklore from Haiti and rhythms from Africa. And that's essentially how jazz was created as now America's great gift to the world. So New Orleans is kind of the perfect place to work on this project of increasing awareness of how Haitian music has influenced American music, particularly jazz. And Cuba has done a good job of building this bridge between the two countries, despite the enormous political obstacles and economic obstacles. This festival in particular every year brings a significant number of American musicians and works with embassies. And the festival is reasonably high profile enough that there are tour groups, large numbers of tour groups, despite the embargo and despite there's restrictions on American travel to Cuba, that come purely for this experience of the festival, including my mother and many other. I hope you can still hear me.
Yes, we can.
Many others are here. So I think this is a good place to talk about opportunities to. I have a feeling. Can you hear me? Okay, this is a great place to talk about opportunities and to think about opportunities. Both on the music education side, cultural education side, and also potentially economic education side. Hopefully, focusing on some kind of festival, Haitian American music, and jazz. At this moment, there are also a number of increasingly high-profile Haitian American jazz artists, most of whom are close friends of mine. People like Cecile McLaurin Salvant, Melanie, my dear friend Godwin Louis, who's also a scholar in this area, from whom I've learned a lot myself. The deep connections between West African music and Afro-Caribbean music, including Haitian and compa as well, and how it influenced jazz in New Orleans in the early part of the 20th century. So, we have a lot to learn from people like Godwin, and anything we can do to raise the profile of Haitian music and Haitian culture, I'm on board. I also want to, as Henri Luc did an eloquent job of thanking you. I want to share my deep thanks to all of you and to Regine for her incredible ongoing work to help.
Oh, thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate it. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you're in Cuba right now, in the midst of our conversation on music. Many people don't know this, but for the larger audience, so that same wave of migration that I mentioned at the very beginning of this session that left Haiti in the late 1700s, they actually made a stop. A lot of them made a stop in Cuba before going to New Orleans. So the three cities are connected in more ways than we think within our roots. So I feel like that's the universe speaking to us as well. It's like Aaron's in Cuba right now. Like that also needs to be a part of the conversation and part of the efforts.
Well, there are folkloric traditions here on the island that are directly linked to Cuba, especially in the east part of the island, for exactly this reason. And music that they call troubadour music is very close to the tradition of Eastern Cuban music, which is, there's a lot of fascinating regionalism in Cuba, as there is in Haiti, but particularly in Cuba, you travel 10 miles and the folkloric music is different. And the music on the east side is much closer to what I would hear is Haitian rhythmic traditions. And of course, so what we can teach Cubans is the Haitian roots of their own folkloric music. That's pretty fascinating as well.
Nice. In my conversations with the New Orleans Jazz Museum, who has done an excellent job of putting together an institution that's public and private, and they are able to do some really phenomenal work. And one of the things that they've been part of is this trip, this journey that goes to different Caribbean destinations and create like these special tours to connect with the music, the jazz music from Cuba. They went to the Dominican Republic as well. They went to different islands, and I began talking with them because they wanted Haiti to be a part of it. So there's some low-hanging fruit there where we can further elevate and illuminate Haiti's contributions to the jazz field, and get more things in motion so that can be successful.